What's up, everybody? Today I have a very special guest. Yes, and now, as you know, I am in Rocksteady crew, so I don't know how that makes everybody feel out there, but it gives me goosebumps. And, you know, thank you, El Tigre Vecano, for acknowledging my acknowledgement as a new Rocksteady crew member. Atif, what's up, brother? Travin Maddox, what's up? As you guys witnessed yesterday, Crazy Legs put me into the Rocksteady crew, and it is. Well, you know what? Let's just join with Affion and let's talk about it with Affion real fast. Waiting for Affion Crockett. Affion Crockett. Right in front of the 1981 painting. What up, brother?
What's up, sir?
How do you feel about Crazy Legs putting me in Rocksteady crew? In my opinion, 40 years too late, but better late than never.
For one, envious. For two, it's legendary. It's you know, I mean, just with the 1981 painting alone, your art represents what Rocksteady is. So
Wow.
I don't see, I don't, I don't see why it happened yesterday so late. But
Hold on one
that's
sec. Hold on. Akira,
so.
write that down. Affion said, my art represents what Rocksteady is. That's my daughter. Write that down. Okay, he said that.
I met your
So,
daughter before. She's an assassin.
she is.
Hi,
Yes.
see you again.
So it was very surprising. I told the story of the first time that I met Crazy Legs, where I thought he was going to put me down in Rocksteady crew, and I was watching him, and of course, he yelled at me, and he told me to stop looking at him, and he said he was going to punch me in the face. That was my first encounter with Crazy Legs. Flash forward many years later, and he's like, "Would you like to join my crew?" Uh, Big mistake. Of course, I said yes. Great answer for me. Mistake for him. Great for me.
Hey, man. We take it as it comes, right?
Anything we could get.
But it's full
Afion,
circle. Look, it's full circle. When I first met him and reached out to him, he was cool, but not as cool as he is to me now.
right.
Oh, but again,
Well,
that
you
goes
almost have 1 million followers. No, I'm kidding. That's not why. I mean,
up. But we've seen each other and we've gotten close over the years.
yeah, he's
Since I
changed a
moved
lot.
to LA. It's not even that he's changed. I just think we've gotten closer in a different way. And yeah, he's changed to some degree. But look, you're a Rocksteady member. I'm someone that he calls when he comes to LA and we hang, and he's a big homie, and he gave me a great interview. I just think he's him. Kenny, I interviewed Kenny the other day. Those guys are
Legends,
icons.
for sure.
Ken Swift, yeah, those guys are icons in this hip hop game. But enough about those kings. You're
Let's
a
talk
national
about you.
member.
No, let's talk about you for a second. Afion, I've known. El Tigre Vecano, Jason Anders says two legends talking. What's up, Jay? Um,
Is that Jason?
Afion, I've known Afion since the days of dance. Uh, I didn't realize what an incredible dancer you were until I saw you at those practices. And then I didn't even have any idea that you were doing comedy. Like I think you're one of those, you're a Renaissance man.
Yeah, that's what they. That's the word that normally comes up, or the phrase that normally comes up. But yeah,
Because you do so many things.
yeah.
What else do you do, Afion? All right, you do comedy, you do acting quite
So
proficiently.
I
Your impressions are.
I'm an actor. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a sketch comedian, and those are two
Mhm.
different things. But I do both. Um, I'm an MC. I'm a b-boy, or I'm a dancer. I say that. I
Okay.
don't take claim to the titles because I'm not like great at being a house dancer or a locker or b-boy. I can lock if I had to choose one of the styles that I would say I excel at. But when
Mhm.
it comes to b-boying, I'm just a fan and a practitioner of as much as I can do. But beyond that, I'm a writer, produce music, martial artist. Not like
What?
your daughter, but good enough to hit somebody and run.
Right. what is your and I like that you're so candid, and I'm getting a little reverb. Sorry to you know, this is not baby face, which we're going to have to talk to you about, of course.
Is it me? Is it me? Is it better
Is it
now?
me, guys? I think
Still,
it's me
you still getting it?
a little bit. No,
Oh,
now I'm not.
oh yeah, because I had you in my little case, my phone
That's
case.
what it is. Perfect, guys. Okay.
All right, so
I have
now I
so
got
many questions for you. So, and by the way, I really appreciate your candidness that you're not like, oh, I'm a great locker, I'm a great B, because you know the levels of the game. So, and you love dance, you're a dancer. What would you say in dance is your strongest? What are you most proficient at? Is it house dancing? I mean, because you have a couple of advantages to most people. You're black, number one. And number two, you're just incredibly rhythmic, and you understand the 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 lineage of b-boying, which a lot of dancers who do other styles don't at all. I actually saw a video. I researched you, and I saw you doing a Ken Swift, kind of an homage to Ken Swift.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, wow, dude. Like, and your body, like Ken Swift is Ken Swift because he's so little, you know, and he's so compact. And when he gets down there, he can get so b-boy-esque. He's like the
Yeah.
incarnation of a b-boy. And you're so long. The fact that you even like embodied him is a testament. And I don't know if you ever thought this before, but I might be hitting some genius levels here. But you do what you did with dance with what you do with impersonations. You're able to embody the mental, emotional, spiritual through your verbal, but then when you dance, you actually did it on a physiological level, which I was so impressed by.
Yeah, I'm a mimic it, to a degree. So basically, it's this: when it comes to dance as a whole, especially hip hop dance, uh, and all categories within, I've always said that I just want to be able to relate and vibe with whatever circle or cipher is happening. So if it's house, I just want to be a part of that and experience that. If it's locking, b-boying, top rocking, if it's regular freestyle hip hop dance, um, I want to just be able to relate and vibe. So it was more about that. When I was younger, we started out as b-boys. That was the first thing I did. I was a breaker for sure. Head spins, back spins, windmills. I used to do everything. And the older I got, my body was like, nah, don't do all of that. You're going to get hurt. So it just became more about dancing and being funky and rhythmic. So that's what I claim.
So just all around, you're all around.
I'm all around fun. I'm an all around fun dancer.
Okay, so now let's take that same concept, the construct of your dance. Let's move it to your, because you do a lot of things, right? You're a Renaissance man, acting, impersonations. You know, what is your strongest suit? Is it impressions? Because your impressions are very excellent, and impressions are hard to not be hacky at. Some people are just so freaking hacky, it's disturbing.
No, thank you. No, for me, my strong suit is being an actor, because even in being an impressionist or being able to do impressions or being able to do characters, it's acting. It's me acting like someone else to a detailed degree. So I don't consider myself an impressionist. I consider myself a guy who can do different things. So
All right,
if I
can
need to sing a
you
little bit, I can sing a little bit.
can you bless us with perhaps a Jay-Z impression real fast so that my audience is familiar with how insanely talented you are?
It's early in the morning, so pardon my Jay-Z voice box may not be there yet, but I had to just say it like, I'm here with BUA. I'm here with BUA. It's nothing more that needs to be said from that.
It's good. I mean, how do you keep up? Like my dad was an actor. He was a really good impressionist, and his generation was like, it was all, I don't know, Frank Sinatra and Ed Sullivan and just people that like Johnny Carson, people that now you can't do that anymore. When I was a kid,
hmm
oh my God, we were doing Woody Allen and Rodney Dangerfield. And now, like, who do you do now that I guess you have to always be relevant with it, right? Like, how, if you really learn someone so well and then their celebrity phases, it's like, okay, well, that was a waste of so much
Oh
time
yeah,
figuring them out.
yeah.
Do you have that? Who is that person? People are like, oh, he's, oh my God, he's so good. Wow, he's amazing.
It's just, how do I say this? It is about being relevant or staying current. Because I started out doing Scarface, Tony Montana, when I was a
Right.
kid. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And that was very popular back in that
We all
time.
did Tony Montana. Everybody
And then
did.
everything evolved. Like when I started doing stand up, I was doing Bernie Mac, who had just popped off Def Comedy Jam. I was doing Fire Marshal Bill and a bunch of Jim Carrey characters.
Yeah.
So that was the time frame that I was in. And then when Wild 'N Out came around and YouTube, and I was doing my parody videos and I was doing Wild 'N Out, I just shifted. My ear shifted to what was happening at the time. So Lil
Yeah.
Wayne, 50 Cent, Napoleon Dynamite, Jay-Z,
Wow.
um, Drake eventually. You know, I just started
Mhm.
shifting with the time and just staying current. You know, I call it the LL Cool J. I call that the Nas. To be able to stay around and still be I mean, Jay-Z, perfect example. Like, he's been around for decades, but he could drop something today and it's very relevant. He don't sound like he was around for decades, and you know, so that's what
Although, if
my
you ask the young generation, they're not like. Do you find Jay-Z relevant?
I mean, I don't think he's not relevant. Like, I still listen to some of
But
his
tell
songs.
Affion who you like, because this is interesting. Like when I was with Neo the other day, they were like, "What do you like?" All the producers were asking her, but she likes Little Peep.
Lil Peep, Shoreline, Lil Mosey, like those kind of people.
You know what's funny is in my stand-up special, I have a whole joke where I say, "This is how I know I'm getting old. Is I don't know who none of these new rappers are."
That's what I mean. It's
So,
amazing.
but here's the thing: it's very natural. Like, I used to fight it. I used to sound like an old head and be like, "Man, these young rappers don't know the history, and they not rapping about nothing or whatever." But the reality is, when we were younger, our parents didn't know who Nas was. They didn't know
Yeah.
who they didn't know who Cool Herc was. They didn't know who Run DMC was. My parents were a little younger, so they kind of grew up with us.
Yeah.
So we had a music exchange in our house. Like, we knew who Marvin Gaye was
Yeah.
because they used to play him all the time. But then they learned who Run DMC and Beastie Boys and Rakim was, and
Yeah.
they ended up loving all of it. We all loved
Mm-hmm.
all of it in my house. So I'm blessed to have that unique music exchange. Like, my parents will go to a Jay-Z concert right now. But they're not gonna go see the baby. I might go see the baby, you know, but yeah, it's like it just it's the cycle of life. Like, she's supposed to have her own favorites
Of
because it's
course.
cool for her to have her favorites. If dad knows all of her favorites, then it's probably not as cool to a young woman like herself.
Yeah. No, I've been getting up on Little Peep and Little Mosey and blah 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 Z.
Where are they
The
from?
Cowboys.
Where are they from?
Shoreline's from LA, I think, and I don't know with the other people.
I need to look them up. I literally I've never heard of them until she said their name, so I have to do my research.
Migos. Little
Listen
Peep's
to them.
dead. Little Peep's dead. I loved him. I saw a documentary on him.
Who?
Lil
Lil Peep?
Little Peep, right?
Yeah.
He's dead?
Yes.
How?
He
From what?
OD'd. He OD'd
On
Oh
fentanyl.
wow.
on fentanyl. Yeah.
How
He was
long ago?
young. He was a white kid. How long ago
How
was
long ago
that?
was that? Oh wait,
Um,
is that a the girl?
No, it's a boy.
Oh no, I heard of a
Ron
little.
Beat says you're not missing anything. I would actually disagree. I saw a documentary on him. I thought he was
Hey,
incredibly
hey, I'm not
talented.
trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to be educated. Because here's the thing: this stuff, people can screen record and things live in perpetuity. And
Yeah.
I don't want to ever come off as like I'm dissing the younger generation, or like I've never heard these people and I'm trying to learn. So
Yeah, no, that's good. So, Affion, a series of questions that we always ask here at Rage Against the Brush. Um, what is your favorite color?
it fluctuates. Um, Ironically, I'll go on record as to say, when I was a younger kid, I used to talk cash money shit about the color pink. I just didn't think it was manly. I didn't think, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? I had my shoulders up like, nah, yeah, I'll never wear pink. But I love pink. Pink is it's a rare color, especially for a man to wear. And I'm confident enough in my manhood that if I wear a pink color or like a darker fuchsia-ish, like I had on a hoodie yesterday that was a fuchsia. I had a whole sweatsuit on that was fuchsia. Um, so yeah, I love pink. I love red. I love blue. Burgundy. I have a few,
And
depending on my
who was
mood.
your?
Sometimes I love black, which I know is not a color, but
It is a color.
I love the power of black.
Well, let me tell you, black is a color. A lot of, well, in science, it's the emptiness of space, right? But in painting, it is absolutely a color. And a lot of artists,
Right.
and there's actually a, I mean, this is a crazy, weird thing, but there are sections of artists who say black is not a color, but they're knuckleheads. Black is absolutely a color. In fact, there's so many gradations of black because there's Mars black, which is a warm black, ivory black, which is a cool black, bone black, there's charcoal black, there's all these gradations. But anyway, and then you can mix your own black with ultramarine
Mm-hmm.
and alizarin crimson. But who cares? Let's say pink. Okay. Now, who is your favorite artist?
Justin BUA.
Great answer. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And could we show the piece behind Affion? I painted that painting, and Affion is the character right there on the top on our left of the screen. That is a painting I did where Affion actually came into my studio to model for me because he really feels like a BUA character. So that is a fact. They taught that black and white aren't considered colors in school. I know, Dr. Fateman, they're idiots. Let me tell you, they're all idiots. They have no idea what they're talking about. Black and white are both colors. That's a ridiculously moronic thing to say.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for clearing that up because I always thought the same, but because we were taught that they weren't,
Yeah.
I was trying to be politically correct, but F that. F that
Yeah,
on a
F
Sunday.
that. They're out of their mind. Thank you so much, Ashley. So, Affion, do you have a pad and paper in front of you?
I do. I have this
Could
little
you
desk situation happening here.
look at that? All right. Let me, okay. So I asked, this is like favorite color, favorite artist. Can you draw that one thing that you always drew as a kid? Do you have that one thing that you drew? Like some people draw the Stussy S, some people drew a doodle dog, some people drew a little car. I'm going to draw one of the things with you that I've drawn as a kid, which is basically what I've drawn, and I'm just going to let you know I'm going to do it again, but it's basically a profile of a face, kind of a graffiti-esque, perhaps a doe's face, like a graffiti face that I used to see everywhere that was omnipresent in the streets of New York. And you do whatever.
It could be whatever.
Anything you drew as a kid.
Okay. You're
Okay.
gonna get maybe a little reverb because I got to put you back in my case.
Okay, that's fine.
Stand,
So
but
I'm going to show you guys what one of the things that I drew as a child. I'm going to do it perhaps better.
yeah, everyone in the comments, if you have paper and pen, you should draw also. This is
Yes.
fun Sunday morning arts class, and I'm left-handed too for all you.
Oh, I have so much to tell you about left-handed people.
Mm-hmm.
And Affion, I draw with both hands myself.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
as you draw, let me talk about left-handed people. So left-handed people have a little bit more natural ability to access the right hemisphere of their brain, which is in truth the area of the brain that deals with spatial relationships. So anybody that's lefty, I'm seeing a lot of like Melanie Swag, Ivy and Mitra, you guys are all lefty. And Kenjo, keep painting, man. Just this is what it's about. All these guys actually have an advantage over right-handed people because you were able to access the right hemisphere of your brain easier.
Well, here's a little tidbit of information. I'm a barber, so I can cut really well with both hands. I can't draw with both though.
You can draw with your left.
But when there's clippers in my hand, I'm really wizardry with both.
Okay, Tone Hunt, you draw with both hands. You punch with both hands.
I do punch with both hands. I can fight from either direction, from either side. Very
Okay, cool. And you're known to knock people out like Tyson, someone says. I doubt that you're knocking people
No,
out like
I'm
Tyson.
not. I'm not known for knocking people out. I was
No, that's
never.
what Ron Beat says. He's known for knocking people out like Tyson. I just don't think that's true.
I was never a tough guy. I just know enough to. First of all, I love martial arts. It's not even about being tough. It started out to fend off the bullies, but
A little closer.
now it's a different situation.
Okay, now I'm just doing I'm being maybe a little bit more advanced than I did when I was a kid, but I was at least trying to do this like I did as a kid. That was my primary. Love you too, DJ Zap 805. Love the shit out of you. And you could do any impressions that you would like.
I'm only doing an impression of an artist right now.
Same. I'm doing an impression of how I drew as a kid, so that's similar. And
Oh
who's
well,
the great? And who's? Are
I'm
you
just.
looking? Go ahead, talk to me.
I'm saying I'm just drawing. Yeah, whatever. I think the way I drew as a kid and the way I draw now is pretty much the same.
Well, we get locked in when we drew, you know, pretty much for the when we were really drawing as children is really where we stay if we don't evolve past that. And there's actually no such thing as evolving past it because Picasso's whole trip was like, I want to get back to be as good as I was as a child because children are naturally speaking to the universe. And then as we get older, we start to be contrived. We
Yeah, we
start to
start
kind
to
of,
shut down those natural instincts because parents and society tell us that being really honest is not the way to go.
yeah. Well, listen, my teacher, I'm not going to mention her name, Affion, Miss Stember, she told me that I should stop, that I wasn't good enough and I didn't have what it took to be a great artist.
Well, sucks for her to be
Yeah,
wrong as hell.
I think she's dead. But anyway, just to be honest, I don't think she would be alive right now. And if she is, Miss Stember, you shouldn't have said that. That's not a very nice thing. You never should tell a kid that they're not great because, you never know. I taught at USC, Affion, for over 12 years. And some of my students who drew technically the worst but were the hardest workers became so fantastic. I just can't believe some of these kids, like how they just stuck with it.
Right.
And then the kids that are some of the kids that had natural talent, and this, not always the case, but some of those kids, kind of just fell off because they kind of just rode on the laurels of their own talent and they didn't work hard enough.
Yep.
And I think we see that with anything.
And that's a lull that you can get into if things come very easily to you.
This is Real Talk, Apani. Real fucking talk right here. Affion, can you hear me? You went silent.
No, I hear you.
Okay, cool.
I hear you. I was just concentrating on trying not to suck at drawing.
Yeah, and by the way, there's no such thing as sucking at drawing.
Well,
I know what you're gonna say. Okay, here we go.
It's been a minute.
That's okay. This is the beginning of a new career because you're a Renaissance man. I've noticed that smart people get good at drawing really annoyingly fast. So it's kind of you're going to be one of those people. You'll be like, "Fuck, it's so good already."
Well, we shall see.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. What am I doing here? Should I do a Kango? What do you got? Let's see. I'm going to do a Kango because I think my characters back in the days used to have Kangos. Okay. No.
feel like I am in Bible school right now. And
Well, there is a certain biblical aspect to this. Drawing is probably the deepest, most profound expression of going back into that space of religiosity in many ways, because we do it as children, and there's something that unlocks stuff. And I'm going to have you do something after this that might be very spiritually awakening
you're
for
getting on
you.
my nerves, man. You over here drawing with both hands, all
I'm
fat
sorry.
shit.
I'm so good though. But why wouldn't I do it?
Why not?
No,
I
I'm
mean,
kidding.
show off, right? Just show
Listen,
off.
when you're a member of Rocksteady Crew,
Right.
life is every day you wake up and you go, oh, I'm a member of the greatest crew of all time.
Dude, it hasn't even been 24 hours. Okay, calm down.
But listen, it has. It's been 24 hours and 12 minutes. I'd like to say that.
I think you're gloating, and I want to go on record as to say that I don't like it.
I don't think anyone's going to like it because it's pretty much all I talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, this is one of my early characters. Okay, here we go, guys. Funny. So, talk about the baby face Teddy nightmare situation yesterday. What was your take on that?
I mean, it's a classic case of when you try to do too much, you fail. When you put an effort into doing too much, you will fail every time. And when you are confident in who you are, and you don't need all the theatrics, you tend to live a little longer, and life is a lot smoother for you. And that was Babyface.
So Babyface was just kind of like he didn't have to crash the system because he didn't get all the bells and whistles. You mean, right?
Babyface was the quintessential example of what cool is. That song he did, "This Is for the Cool in You," he was that guy last night. Clearly, hands down. And Teddy was trying to use the opportunity for some other personal gain. It looked like he tried to shoot a whole documentary or movie simultaneously with camera angles, and it just
It was a little extra.
it was a lot extra, and it ended up having to cancel the battle.
That's ridiculous. I think RZA did a little bit more of that than Primo. I think Primo came in pretty brass tacks.
Yeah, I mean, Babyface was by himself, and Teddy had like 16 people and a whole bunch of equipment, and camera rigs, and all kind of shit. RZA was kind of had a lot going on too. Yo, no man, yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Bong bong, bong bong. Yeah, perpendicular to a square.
Okay, are we going to be? How close are you to being able to reveal your drawing, Affion?
I'm almost there. I would say I'm about 30 seconds away.
Okay, if you're 30 seconds away, I'm going to be 30 seconds away too.
And I want to point out that I don't have a pen or charcoal or whatever it is you're using, or pencil. I have a pen.
Right, because that really makes the difference.
That's my excuse. I couldn't erase anything.
This comes on the this comes on the heels of you just saying that Babyface came in there with just himself, and then Teddy had the whole. So yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter then, does it?
Hey man, tomato, right?
There we go. Let me just do some smoke here. Okay. Oh, I got it. It's like a cloud of smoke. Okay, I got a little silly.
A plume. What's up, Lyric Jones?
Perhaps, yes, a plume, perhaps.
What up, Shaka Senghor, my brother? People checking in.
Okay, this is going to, let me just sign this.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna sign mine too, just to make sure, just to make it look like it's like really, really dope. I'm
There
just
you
gonna
go.
sign.
That's what I drew as a kid. That was a very typical profile. Hey,
Yeah.
Affion, I can't hear you. I think you got to take the thing out of the thing. There we go.
Can you hear me now? Can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
Okay, I just drew that. Let's see what you did.
Hold tight, hold tight. I gotta sign it first.
Okay, sign it. What's up, DJ Mike Murder? Oh, so that's what you did as a kid. Very cool. So you
Mike
did, look
Murda.
at that. Very cool. Okay, DJ Big Red said they would buy that, and I just screenshot your name, so I'm going to sell it to you for a tremendous amount of money, guys. That's good. Affion, so, and your signature, let me look at your signature.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell a lot about somebody by their signature. Do you always sign that big?
No, I just signed this big because there was a lot of space that I didn't draw on, and
And Scotsman from Scotland. He's from Scotland. He's a great guy.
hey,
What?
Scotland,
He's from Scotland.
all
And
right?
what? He's fucking great. And he asked, when did you draw that? What age were you at? What age were you doing that?
Oh, about 5 to 7,
5? And you
between
stopped
5 and
drawing when
7.
you were 5?
Yeah, like doodling and
For
shit.
fuck's sake, that's kind of young.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but yeah, I was doing all the the little stick figure shit. I did all of that stuff first. But I wasn't gonna stick figure on live with BUA.
You know what? You did a really good job. Let's look at it one more time. Let's look at what, okay, guys, so if you're just joining us now, this is what did we draw as kids? Mine was always a profile. I did a couple things. I did these things called doodle dogs, which was like a little dog or cat or mouse. And then
Right.
I did spaceships, and then I did profiles. And my profiles, interestingly enough, came from the graffiti world, and that's what I did. And Affion, he drew, Affion drew a just a no, just features basically. You took the mouth, the nose, and the face. He's very handsome too, by the way. I'd like to point out that character. He feels handsome. Feels like
It's
that
a
would be a handsome
lady.
guy.
It's a
Well,
lady.
you really then
Ass.
missed the mark. You did a shitty job then. No
You
kidding.
asshole.
It's really good.
It's a
And you know what's
fucking
interesting,
lady.
Affion? You actually have the form of a nose there. Let's look at that right now because it's interesting. He has. Okay, let me see it. Hold it up. I want to analyze one part of it, just a little analysis. And then I'm going to actually have you do something way deeper. He has the bridge of the nose, and then he has the actual nasal part. Now watch what he does here. This is interesting.
This is totally fucking unnecessary.
Keep going. Show me the
that you're-
goddamn drawing.
That you're grading my fucking artwork.
I'm not grading it. I'm analyzing it. It's different. Okay, watch. See that? No, watch. This is cool. The wings of the nose wrap
Thank you,
around.
Sin, of being single. Thank you for the compliment.
See that? It wraps around. See that?
Fuck
that
you,
means he's showing
makeup
form.
by Kate.
He is wrapping around that and is showing the spherical nature of the nose. Right here to here. That is actually smart drawing. Affion, did you get like from here, wrapping it around to here is smart drawing. So that's interesting that you're actually doing
Oh,
stuff.
well, thank you.
Technically. So I'm not grading you, F. No, not grading you at all. At all. You did a great job. See? Okay, everybody, what do you think of Affion's drawing? Someone says it looks good, bro. I like this. You did great, Affion. What a good process.
Thank you
Looks
so
great.
much. That is so sweet of you guys. That is so sweet.
I would like to point out that his signature is bigger than the painting, the drawing, which is very interesting. It's very Picasso.
I think highly of myself, and
Okay.
my signature should be seen by all
Okay.
who have a
People
heart.
are not judging you. You actually just got. I'm not getting his drawing tattooed on me, Jeff. No fucking way. But
I think he
like
should
it.
as well. I think he should as well.
Okay, Affion. This is a very weird.
Hey, Vision Fua, fuck you. That's not my nose.
Okay, guys. That was a pic. Someone said it looked like Babyface, which it kind of did.
No, it doesn't. It's a woman. You guys are dicks, yo. You
Dick
guys
fans.
are Sunday morning dicks. I don't like any of you right now.
Is this Sunday? Doesn't it feel weird that it's Sunday today because every day feels like Sunday now?
Every day feels like Saturday, Sunday, Friday. Every day.
So your
DJ Mike Murder.
C1 says they want to browse.
Yep. DJ Mike Murder says tattoo that shit on your lower back. No Mike Murder. We're not doing that. Okay?
Mike, stick to jiu-jitsu, stick to rep.
I was about to say, I will
DJing.
heavyweight battle you and roll on the mats with you. I'll lose both, but hey,
who cares?
Shit,
I'll lose everything with Mike. Mike is one of those dudes who you look like. I would kick that guy's ass easily, and then you realize, oh shit, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he would easily kick my ass.
Yeah, because he's such a nice dude. Like he looks polite and shit, but he's a fucking asshole.
He is an ass. Mike Murder, fuck you. Okay, so this is a very weirder assignment. I want you to, and everybody needs to just know that this is going to be, we're going to talk during and everything, but only like 3 minutes of drawing. I want you to think of somebody who's a part of your life. It could be ex-girlfriend, mother, father, grandfather, whatever, and draw that person without anything recognizable whatsoever. In other words, you can't draw a nose like a nose. You can't draw an eye like an eye. Everything has to be a shape. I know it's fucking weird, but it's crazy interesting. Okay, so for example, and I'm not going to do anything here, but like for example, if you're drawing somebody, first of all, create a box that they could, or any box or a sphere, and they can live in there. But it could be like this, but you can't show eyes, you can't show nose, no lips, no hair, nothing. But something, and you know what it is? It's like you can't even, you don't even want to think about it. You just want to do it. Just shapes. Just draw shapes that represent that person that is coming to your mind, and then you could explain it afterwards.
All right, so what I'm going to do
So don't even think too much about, like, just feel it instead of thinking about it.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to close my eyes and do it and see what happens, okay?
You could do that too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to, because that's just what I've decided.
You know what? I've had, and you know, you're taking this lightly, you're a comedic guy, but I've had a lot of people go so deep in this that they actually, it's a little bit like ayahuasca, where they can go into the journey, into the center of their soul.
And do they cry?
I've had people cry. I'm not kidding. I've had people laugh, cry, make realizations, realize that they've been in relationships they shouldn't be in, realize that they were, you know, perhaps a, you know, man trapped in a woman's body, every kind of stuff. I mean, I've had it all. And then sometimes I've had, oh, wow, that's really cool. Like, no big deal. I'm not going to do it right now because I've done it a million times and I'm the teacher here. I'm teaching Apani.
Yeah, well, none of that's going to happen. So let me just go ahead and start doodling. Is there a time frame? I appreciate that.
Yes.
Is there a time frame?
Let's just do like 3 minutes, and then we could just, you know, talk for the rest of it.
This will be like 30 seconds. It's not even going to take long.
Give it a minute. Just close your eyes, think about who that person is, what they represent, and draw them in shapes. Nothing recognizable.
All right. This is for the cool in you. Eyes are totally closed.
Just feel it. Just feel, go deep inside of yourself. Your drawing is connected to this person. The shapes are connected. You're going deep, deep, deep into your own mind, of beyond the layers of what you think about this person, feel about this person. It is the quintessential essence of this person that you are giving us.
I'm smelling pancakes.
If the person was boring, would a square suffice? No, because the person could be not boring. Thank you so much. This Bob Marley is one of my paintings.
I think I'm about done.
Okay,
Think I'm about done.
let's look at it. Let's show
All
it.
right.
Let's show it to the camera. What do you? First of all, you look at it. What do you think? Whoa, whoa, wow, wow. That's fucking cool. I'm not even kidding, man. Tell me who that is. Just hold it there and explain that to me.
It's my mom.
Talk about that.
When I thought about her, I just thought about her being nurturing. So that's why the shapes are softer and round and flexible. And again, my eyes were closed, so it just was a little doodle. But as I look at it now, it kind of looks like a sloppy version of the Earth, like continents and different places. Which she's from Trinidad and Tobago, so there's a world-esque international thing about her there. And we traveled the world as when we were kids.
Wow.
That's
Affion, does she have many kids? Are you the only child, or?
No, it's 4 of us.
Because it feels like to me like she's carrying all of you guys. And and Trey Nice One says she's your world. And everyone's starting to say that. They're starting to realize that's amazing, dude. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is she your world?
Yeah, I'm a mama's boy. So
I feel like you
other
I feel like you nailed it. I see the world in it for sure. And
down here were her feet, because I sometimes rub her feet for her because she, when she has pains or she's on her feet all day. So I kind of had a flashback of feet and toes and all that kind of stuff. So
I think it's really interesting.
And
I
this is
feel
like a halo, like a little angelic representation.
And you didn't intend that, right?
No, I legit was just, feeling around the paper and making sure I didn't go off the paper. And so I was doing different things. And don't get me wrong, my mom gets on my fucking nerves sometimes, but
yeah.
But she's my mom. She's the only one I got. So
that's cool. Dude, thank you for sharing that. Sign that one. I'm gonna post that. I think it's okay. That was crazy, guys. That was very deep.
Big
that was
ass signatures.
Because, and this is how I feel, like, before we get into anything else, I really feel like sometimes when you draw, you're able to go into the psyche of whether it's, your childhood or our collected consciousness, or just deep into that. And, we have something in drawing called blind contour drawing, where you're drawing something you're not looking. So it's interesting that, because I never really did that with someone not looking. Every time we do that, people are looking, and so like they're drawing shapes or whatever. But it was cool that you did it without looking, and people always find something deeper than they perhaps knew was there.
I'll tell you why I did it with my eyes closed. I noticed through training Wing Chun, I have a Mukjung wooden dummy in my garage. I think in life, and this is a biblical principle, we walk by faith and not by sight. So if you can see it, that means you're overthinking it. You're trying to see it, and you're trying to make it happen because you want to see it so that you can believe it. Seeing is believing, right? But in the Bible, in faith, it's a totally different concept. You have to just know that it's there, and without seeing it, know that it's going to be it's going to be your security. It's going to be your dream. It's going to be your everything. So with the Mukjung, with the wooden dummy, I can train on it. I can do all my techniques and with my eyes open, and I can use my feet and get around and make sure I'm engaging the leg and the middle arm and the two arms up top. But as soon as I close my eyes, I feel different. I can feel it differently. and it's smoother. I can feel everything, and I'm not concerned that I might punch the wood or hurt my hand, or I just flow. I flow with it. And it's like I can feel it. I'm not concerned. I just go in, out. I do my blocks. I do my elbows. I do whatever I need to do. But it just feels differently when I close my eyes.
You know, there's something in drawing when we draw. Oftentimes, we draw from what's in here as opposed to what's out there. And sometimes, when you close your eyes, you can really go deep in what's in there. And the bad habits are, people have created these constructs of what they think people are. You know, a face is a circle. The eyes are two dots. These are iconic. It's called iconographic drawing.
Right.
We have to break those habits. And I think when you close your eyes, you invariably break those habits because you go into a deeper place. And I think that's really why you have all those, like, you know, in the funny movies back in the days with all the martial art experts, the blind man was always the toughest dude. But I mean, you look at fucking Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, and they can't see, but they could see. They can feel, and feeling is deeper in many ways than seeing. And it's really ironic because in drawing, feeling is deeper than seeing too. I have a thing where I say you have to feel the form. You have to feel the form. You have to feel like ants are crawling over the form to create the dimension of it. When you don't feel the form, you're not realizing the form. And you're kind of giving me a 2D reality. Like, I want the whole 3D experience. I want the profound experience. That's why, you know, people like what you just did, Rare, was like brilliant. It was actually brilliance. There was a moment of brilliance because you were able to feel it, and you shared that kind of deep connectivity to your mom in the drawing, and the lines were pure. The lines were pure. Mm-hmm. They weren't you know, they didn't feel perfunctory, and they didn't feel premeditated, and they didn't feel fake. It wasn't a fraud.
Well, here's the thing. I'm actually comfortable in that space of feeling. Mm-hmm. That's how I've learned everything. That's what improvisation is about. That's what freestyle rapping is about. That's what dance freestyle is about. When you go in a circle, if you have your cipher round already mm-hmm. thought out and it's choreographed, you can tell when someone's doing something that's just moves, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna top rock for two beats and then I'm gonna 1990. Like, it's a great move, and you know, it's acrobatic, but it's not, I can't feel what you're doing. But when you see somebody who's feeling it, mm-hmm. and they're in the pocket, they're in the rhythm, and they're like when you see Why Not Dance, or when you see Crazy Legs or Ken Swift, they feel that shit. They're feeling what the music is saying, and they're not worried about what am I gonna do. You know, when you see Pop and Pete dance, like, that shit is feeling.
Yeah, so sometimes when I go into a circle, I feel like I have to rehearse it because I only have a couple of, like, you know, moves where people go, oh, cool, you know, and otherwise I just don't. But I know what you mean. Like, you're totally right about that. But I'll go, like, here I go with my bullshit this again, and people are like, oh, cool, and I'm just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But but you know what I mean? Like, but I understand that. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is so contrived, but I got to do it because they called me out. But I got to do the move that everyone will be like, okay, he's not too bad, because otherwise you're opening yourself out there. You're opening yourself too much to be like worried about it, which is, you know, you become self-conscious.
Exactly. If you overthink it, again, Teddy Riley versus Babyface. If you overthink it and you overdo it, you're going to fail. You're trying to think it and not be it. Like, you don't have to think about being Justin BUA, a dope artist. You just are. But the posers will have all the accoutrements of trying too hard.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's really like, it's a horrible feeling, you know, because you know that feeling of bombing on stage. It's like you're trying to, and then the comics are like, I don't really care. Who cares? Like, I'm bombing on stage. I don't really give a shit. And those are the people you're like, whoa.
We all care.
But you know what I mean? You've seen people come back. I've seen Jason Andors come back from bombing. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wow, he just won them over from bombing? Holy shit. That was crazy.
Being able to feel has saved me from any major bombs. Somebody said Michael Jackson operated in that same space. That's funny you say that. I was about to use that example from This Is It. Kenny Ortega is trying to stage the Smooth Criminal piece, and he's like, "Oh, are you gonna know? How are you gonna know when the city changes in the background, and when the background changes to the city, and how are you gonna know that?" And Mike simply looks at him and says, "I gotta feel that. I'm gonna feel that."
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that shit, I watched it with a bunch of dancers, and we were all in the same row, and we all just was like cheering because we knew exactly what he meant. And Michael's the GOAT, so he's right. Like, I don't need to stage that. I know when that motherfucker's gonna change. I'll feel it. I'll be in the moment.
Yeah,
That's when the most organic shit comes out.
I feel like at this stage of of my drawing career, I kind of am more in that space as well. Like, I'm more about feeling it, and I don't even like to compose like I used to. It used to be like a million thumbnails, a million color keys, a million value comps. It's like, no, I just want to be able to feel it, especially if it's a portrait. Like, I was drawing, and this is a quick anecdotal story, but I was drawing Popping John the other day, and he was just dancing, and I just did that real fast.
Yeah.
Like, even this painting was alla prima. In other words, I didn't plan it. I didn't sketch it out. I just painted right on canvas. Now, what that allows me to do with my drawing. That's why my drawings are more raw than my paintings, because they're feelings, they're moments. With the painting, you can get caught in being obsessed with the outcome, and it kind of ruins it. Where it's like, oh, that's very good. Technically, it's cool, but there's something not emotionally resonant about it. And that can ruin it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. There's a ton of painters who plan things out methodically. There's blueprints to a whole painting. There's nothing.
Well,
that's great.
It's a metaphor. That's a metaphor for life. It's a great metaphor for life, because people who are more concerned about the destination and arriving and the goal are not happy people. If you don't know how to live in the now and smell the flower way to the destination, you're gonna have less quality of life. You gotta live in the now. You gotta live in right now. Smell the roses. Look how green the grass is. Look at how blue the sky is. Well, today it's gray, but even embrace that. Like, embrace the rain if it comes, and that's what's happening right now. Because here's the thing: some of us ambitious people love to live in the future, and we love to project. And when I get this mansion, or when I get this thing, this whatever, we live in that space. But it's like, you're legit living right now in 11/24 on a Sunday. Like, it's right now. That's all you have. So make the most of that and feel that.
That's so important. Everybody thinks it like it's going to be when you get there, and that, like, Ice-T said that to me. That was Ice-T's. He's got like the best anecdotal stories. He's got the best, like, one-liner.
Man, I do Ice-T impression real good, man. I haven't done it in a while, man, but it's Ice-T, man. Justin Bull, man. You're a great artist, man. You're a great artist. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take art. You gotta take art like bullets in a gun, man. You gotta load it up and just blah blah. You know what I'm
saying? He said to me, like, what was it all for? Yeah, I was driving a Bentley, but so what? It had 4 wheels. It still got me from A to B. What was I, instead of being in a rowboat, I was in a motherfucking yacht, but I was still going to the same place. He's like, everything I thought that it was going to be, it wasn't at all. And really, it just came down to, love, friendship, being really good, and connectivity. That was
Quality
it.
Of
like
life.
All the other shit is just extra useless shit.
Yeah, and it's gratifying to the ego. So you have 2 choices in life. You can gratify your ego perpetually, or you can gratify your spirit and soul. Which one are you going to do? Quality of life says, oh, I'm going to take a walk today. I'm going to appreciate something today, or whatever it is you love to do. If you're always connecting from that space of what you love to do, then your soul is enriched, your spirit is enriched, your mind is enriched. If you're only feeding your ego, you are participating in a temporary pleasure. It's masturbation of basically. It's
Yep.
I'm doing this thing. I'm in this Bentley and I'm driving around and people are looking at me, but I'm still pulling up to my house depressed. When I get out the car, I'm not the car. If I'm using the car to represent who I am, I'm gonna fall short. There has to be a time when I get out the car. The car can be damaged, whatever. It can be stolen. Does that mean that that's you? If the car is stolen, does your heart and soul leave with the car? No.
Depends what car. No kidding. Yeah, you're right. No, 100%.
So how do you enrich what you have right now? Is the key to life.
And it's funny. It's like it. Sometimes it's so simple. It's like the simple things are always the best. You know what I mean? It's like a simple salad is so much better than this crazy, weird processed piece of food that's going to give you like all kinds of bizarre diseases. You know, I have 2 turntables and a microphone. Very simple. A pen and a paper. Very simple. Everything's very simple.
A pen and a paper, a stereo, a taper. Me and Eric being a nice
big plate of fish, which is my favorite dish.
Without my money, it's still a wish.
Because I don't like to dream about getting paid. Okay, brother.
Dig into the books of the rhymes that I made.
Because I'm paid in full. Just getting to the end right there.
Yes.
Brother, thank you so much. I love you. You're incredible. Thank you for sharing.
Love you back, brother.
Thank you for sharing that drawing. That was a really beautiful drawing. Can you DM me the drawing? That would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight I'm doing a live painting with Rhett Maddock. He's going to be spinning at 7 o'clock.
Oh, that's my guy, man. Tell him I said what's up.
Another jiu-jitsu head who's gotten in great shape.
Hip-hop and jiu-jitsu head.
Yep. All right, guys. Love everybody. I will see everybody at 7 tonight. Affion Crockett. If you don't follow him, you should be, because he's smart, he's funny, and he's a good person. And he's deep.
And check out my babyface sketch on my page.
I had. It's really good. I love it. You're a talent, bro. I love you.
Thanks, bro. You too, man. Love you back. Right, and thank you.
Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me.
I love you, brother.
Okay.
Look,
cool.
Thank you again for immortalizing me in this iconic painting of yours. Nice.
Okay. Absolutely, bro. Peace.
All right, man. Peace. Salute.